and welcome to everybody on Cloud Fitness. So today's video is in continuation to my previous videos on Azure Event Grid, where we have been talking about what exactly Azure Event Grid is, what are the key concepts related to Azure Event Grid. We have also done a hands-on session already with less complexity where we have used Azure Event Grid in terms of Logic App. And now this is the second session, and before moving on to this one, I do recommend watching both the previous sessions on Azure Event Grid so that you will be easily able to understand this particular topic. Now in this session we are going to route Redis cache events to the web endpoint using Event Grid. So what we are going to do, we are going to create events from Azure Redis cache, and then we are going to create our own custom application where we are going to route those events. So let's move on to the portal and see how we can do that. So guys, here I am in my portal. I hope you already have this portal with you. So the very first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a Redis cache instance. In case you don't know what Redis cache is, that is basically a kind of in-memory storage for your data, which actually enhances the performance of your backend application that relies on data heavily. In that cases, you go for Redis cache. Now that much detail is not required. Just to show you how Event Grid works, I'm going to create a Redis cache instance. Let me select my resource group. So I have this resource group. Let me enter some name. Let's say Bhavna Bedi as the DNS name, and then I'll quickly give the location, and for now I will keep it as basic C0250 MB cache. Okay, so basically when you talk about this cache type, it basically depends on the kind of memory that you want to use for your internal storage. And actually these kind of details I'll talk about whenever I'll make a video on Redis cache. Do let me know in the comment section if you want me to make video on Redis cache as well. So for now I'll keep these basic settings, and then I'll click on next. I will not change anything in the networking part, advanced part. In fact, I'll use the version 6 of Redis, which is in preview right now. And then let's go ahead and review and create the Redis cache. Now while we are creating Redis cache, we need to deploy a custom web application. So now, right now, of course, we do not have time, to go ahead and create our own custom web application. So what I'm going to do right now, there is an already a pre-built custom application provided by Microsoft Azure. So I am going to use that. Now to deploy that, you can directly go ahead in the portal and you can use this custom deployment template, and then just click on build your own template in the editor. And then you have this whole template where you can provide your code, right, in case you are trying to do it on your own. But right now I do not have that much time to to write the code and show you how to build an web app, right? In that case we are going to use the one which is provided by Microsoft by default. Now for that, actually this is the URL where you can find that particular default application. Let's go ahead. So this is basically the URL, and if you go to this URL, you can directly navigate to this particular option, deploy to Azure. So it will directly navigate you to the custom deployment part, right? So I'll actually show you. It has actually landed up to the same part, custom deployment, where you would have provided your own code. But now since Microsoft is already providing you the code for that, you have directly landed into this page, and you can see the repo URL over here, right? So this is the repo URL, right, where the code resides. Now I'll quickly go ahead and select my own resource group. I'll give a site name, let's say Bhavna Bedi. I'll give a hosting plan name also same, and rest of the settings we don't have to touch. Let's leave it as it is, and then click on review and create, right? And now let me go to previous. In fact, now if you see, if I go ahead and click on this edit template option, I just want to show you this. You can see the code written over here, right? So if you have this kind of code with you already, you have some basic web application with you, then in that case you can directly go ahead, click on custom deployment, paste your code over here, and then create it. But right now we are using this default code, so just wanted to show you that this is where you can actually see the custom deployment code. And I'll simply go ahead and click on create. So right now my Redis cache is also in the deployment mode, and most probably even my web app will also take some time to deploy. So guys, our web app is actually deployed. So let's go ahead and see how our web app looks like. And here is it. Let's go click on browse, and you will be actually able to see. So this is the URL that you created for your web app, bhavnabedi.azurewebsites.net, right? And this is nothing, it is just displaying you Azure Event Grid Viewer, right? So whenever anything happens, whenever you try to create any event, that event will be actually displayed on this web page. So this is what this web app is actually doing. And when you talk about Redis cache, it actually takes quite some long time to get deployed. So in the meantime, I'll actually show you something. So if you go to your subscription, so let's say this is my subscription. If I go on the left hand side, let's say I go to resource providers. So on the left hand side, if you go to resource provider in your subscription, do remember that you have to enable this option, Microsoft.Event Grid. So whenever you are actually using Event Grid, you have to make sure that you enable this option. Otherwise you will get a lot of errors and you will not be able to move ahead. So just wanted to tell you this, because most of the time you might not enable this option and you start using it, and in that case you will actually face a lot of issues. So I'll wait for the deployment of this Redis cache. So guys, now the Redis cache has been deployed. So let's go to the resource and see our Redis cache. So this is how it looks like. And on the left hand side, see, right now we have Redis cache ready. We have our web app ready. If you see, this is our web app, and then we have our Redis cache ready. Now what we want is, whenever there is any event happening inside Redis cache, it should respond. I mean, like, our web app should respond to it, right? So let's go ahead and create an event. On the left hand side, if you can see, you have a section called as event, and you have to create an event, and then you have to subscribe to that event, right? So let's go ahead, click on event, and we'll click on this webhook right now. So we are going to create an event. So let's name it as Bhavna event, right? And test. And after that, it will actually ask you for topic name, right? So you have to give some topic name. So let's give as Bhavna Bedi again. And in this case, okay, so you have given a topic name, you have given you are trying to create an event. So actually I'll go back to my PPT which I was explaining in my first video, so that it is better for you to understand that what we are trying to do. So on the event sources side, we have Redis cache. Event handler side, we already have a webhook, right? Our webhook is handling our event, right? And this event, for us, webhook is the event handler, because just now we have selected webhook. So what this webhook is doing, so whenever any event is happening in the Redis cache, this webhook is displaying that content onto our web application, right? Now what we are creating an event, right? So event basically, and now we have to give a topic for it, right? I have explained everything in detail in my previous video on this. So that is why you have to mention a system topic name, right? We are creating a topic and we have to provide the name for our topic, right? And then we will go and subscribe to it. And let's click on filter to the event type. Now we want some event to happen in Redis cache, right? What event to happen? So we have to select it from the drop down, that what kind of event we are trying to accomplish, right? So let's say we are selecting scaling completed. So whenever there is any scaling that is happening in the Redis cache, then in that case, I should be notified, my web app should be notified, right? And then I'll go down endpoint type. Now this endpoint type is webhook for us in this case, and now it is a webhook for us, and we have to select an endpoint. Now this endpoint, actually I'll actually copy and paste from here. So this is basically your web app URL, in which that is one of the reason actually I have taken and automatically built up code provided by Microsoft rather than building our own code. Otherwise it will take a lot of time. So this is something that your when you are creating your web app, you will create this, right? And instead of this, right now it's cache over here, but instead of cache I have to provide my own URL for the web app which I have given, right? So this is something that the developer would create while creating your web app. And let's confirm the selection. So now guys, what is happening here? We are creating an event, we are creating a topic, right? We are creating an event. What is the event? Event is that scaling, whenever the scaling gets completed, that is an event for us. Topic, we have a system topic, we have named it as Bhavna Bedi over here. And whenever such an event happens, whenever this topic is created, in that case go to this particular URL, right? This is what this event creation is doing, right? Now let's go ahead and click on create, and we are actually going and subscribing to it as well at the same time. So now guys, we have actually created an event, we have subscribed to it. If you see on at the bottom, in the bottom, you can actually see that this is the topic that we have created. This is the event that we have created. Endpoint is webhook, and then the event type is whenever scaling gets completed. Now if you go back over to the web app, you can actually see this thing, right? So what is this? This is nothing, just that whenever you create it, whenever you set it up internally, it just verifies that whatever endpoint, so we have given this endpoint, right? So whatever endpoint that we have specified, that is correct or not, just for that it actually validates it. Now since it has validated it, now it is our time to we have already created a scaling event. Now let's see whether it is working or not. Let's go ahead and scale our Redis cache. Once we scale our Redis cache, we should be actually able to see the event in our web app. So let's go ahead to the Redis cache. I'll go to the Redis cache that we have created. Now, when you are in the Redis cache, on the left hand side, there is an option of scale. Let's go ahead and click on that. So right now, you know that I have already chosen 250 MB basic cache. Now what I want to do is I want to change it. I want to scale it, right? I want to scale it to 1 GB. So now let it load. Actually, it will show you all the pricing and everything related to this. Now you can see that it is C1 basic 1 GB cache, right? So I'm going to select this one. Now once I've selected it, I'll show you actually this one. Right now you can go ahead, click on select. So now what is happening, you can see on the top it is scaling the Redis cache, right? And it will take some time. It might take 5 to 10 minutes just to scale it. Now once it gets scaled, you can actually see it in the web URL as well. So let's wait for it to get cached. So now guys, I have actually waited for 2 minutes for the scaling to get completed. Now let's go ahead to our portal, and you can see that right now the event type is scaling completed, right? So earlier it was not scaling completed, it was just testing whether the URL that we have provided, that is correct or not, that is verified or not. But right now what you can see is the moment you scaled, right, it is showing you that yes, this event has occurred. So this is what I was trying to explain you through this video, that how you can use your event grid to establish such kind of publisher subscriber model. So if I go back to the my PPT that I have explained in my previous video, you can actually see that here we have not created custom topic, we have created a system topic, we have created we have subscribed to it, and after subscribing to it, right, we have subscribed it through webhook, and then we can actually see that whenever any event occurred in our Redis cache, for us it was scaling, you were actually able to see it within no time, because there is no time lag. So whenever an event occurred on the Redis cache, there will be hardly any time lag. It will be in milliseconds only. So it is very good for your IoT applications, and then you can see the changes in your application. So this is pretty much that I wanted to cover in this video. Do remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.